Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the 5 types of people we all need in our lives in order to continue on this healing journey. So I've been thinking a lot about community recently, and I think we can all agree that healing is hard, and we need other people around us to help invite the true self out into the world to emerge out from under all that trauma and to just keep the momentum moving forward when the healing process just becomes really, really difficult. Healing is not meant to be a solo journey. And yet I think for a lot of us, we crave connection, but we also have this really deep feeling of emotional loneliness where we can be in a crowd of people and still feel so unseen and so alone. And so today we want to really try to find okay, what are those types of people that we need to surround ourselves with so that we can be lifted up and we can actually feel seen, known, and supported. So if you've taken my course, Love After Complex Trauma, then you've probably already done a lot of work in developing what I call your circle of safety, which is the community you surround yourself with that feels safe to you. So you've probably done all that work of weeding out the people who trigger you and really investing in safe people in your life. And so today I want to take it a step further. It's not enough to just be surrounded by safe people. Having safe people in your life is the starting point. We also need to surround ourselves with various different types of people who help us become more and more resilient in this healing path. So let's talk about the 5 types of people that you would want to include in that circle of safety in your community so that you can build resilience, you can be lifted up, and you can really continue down this healing path well. And, before we move on, I just want to say, we need to surround ourselves with relationships who remind us who we are and who help us regulate that nervous system. And all 5 types that we're going to dig into help us regulate that nervous system, but in different ways. And it helps create this balance for us in life. So let's talk about the 5 types of people that you're going to want to include in your circle of safety. And these 5 types are going to be the ones who help teach your mind and body that you are safe and that will really help you emerge out from under all of that trauma and really feel whole again. Okay, so the first type of person is going to be the empathizer. And, this might have been the most obvious one of all of them. We want to be surrounded by safe, compassionate, loving people who we really feel seen and known by. And let's be honest, when we're going through a really difficult time, we don't always want guidance or advice. And these people come in and they help us really feel held in that difficult moment. And the power behind their empathy is that it teaches our nervous system, okay, I'm safe. I can now have space within myself to take the next step forward and actually do something about it. But we can't really do anything in our lives that will help us move forward in the healing if we don't feel safe first. And so your empathizer friends are going to be those people who help you feel safe enough to continue healing. Okay, so the second type is going to be the inspirer. And these people are really important because you have the empathizer who helps you feel held, seen, and encouraged to, feel safe enough to go and do the next step. But the inspirer is going to be the person who actually motivates you forward and who actually gives you that confidence that you can keep going. And some accountability too. They're not going to let you just wallow in self-pity. They're going to inspire you forward. So we need those people in our lives who actually believe in us and believe in the path forward and are able to motivate us to keep going, to not just stop at, the empathy and the compassion, but to also do something. And if you've been on my channel before, you've probably heard me say, like, so much of the healing process is about mobilizing us. Our trauma immobilized us. We became stuck in it, and it's stuck in our bodies. But doing something is what actually moves the trauma out of our bodies. So these inspirer friends are going to be very important. And the other thing about the inspirers is they probably are able to see a path that you hadn't seen. And, if you're feeling really stuck in a season of life and things feel really difficult, it's hard to open your mind to see what other path could there be. And so your inspirer friend is going to be the one who sees that window that you can crawl through when all the doors have slammed shut in front of you. Okay, so they help bring movement into your life. Okay, and the third type of person that you're going to want in your life is the perspective giver. And these people are just so helpful for grounding when you experience a setback. I don't know about you, but for me, I can just get tunnel vision and just spiral in shame if I have a setback. And it feels like the walls are closing in and everything's falling apart. And those perspective giver people are the ones who can help you take a step back and be like, okay, let's reframe this. Like, when we see this in the broader perspective, how does this fit in progress forward? How does this fit in the bigger healing journey? So in therapist terms, when we're catastrophizing, the perspective giver friend is the one who helps you decatastrophize. They help you get grounded in the midst of a setback. So these are the people who are going to be able to hold hope for you and help you find hope when you've experienced a setback. So, talk about resiliency. Like, these are really special people to have in your life. Okay, the fourth type of person that you really need to include in your circle of safety or your community is going to be the comedian types. And I'm just going to say it, I think the comedian types are so undervalued. We can get burnt out in our healing process. It is so possible. We are not made to function on this super deep level all the time, and we need to be able to come up for air every now and again so that we can finally breathe and then descend back down into that deeper level. It is possible to become too introspective, and this really can contribute to more and more depression and anxiety. Laughing is good for the soul. We need to laugh. And actually, physiologically, laughing helps increase serotonin levels. It helps us have a more positive outlook. It decreases our stress hormones. There's so many good things that laughter does for us and helps improve our mental health. So all in all, laughter from your comedian friend is going to help you feel more grounded. It's going to help you feel more creative, more positive. It's going to keep the momentum going because you're not going to burn out so quickly. So the comedian type is going to help you just feel more whole, more human. You're going to be able to see yourself as multidimensional and not just as the issues that you're experiencing right now. So it helps you give yourself just this bigger perspective of like, oh yeah, that's me. Like, that's me. Underneath all that trauma, I'm not my trauma. There's a whole other part of me that can laugh and have fun and be alive. And we need our comedian friends because they can help us remind ourselves who we are. I always tell people, like, surround yourself with people who remind you of the true you. And it's so easy when we're just stuck in this deep level space that's so emotionally heavy to lose touch with who we really are. We struggle, but we also have joy. We also can laugh. We also can be full of life. And we need to be reminded of those parts of us. Okay, so the last and fifth type is going to be the leisurer. I don't even know if that's a word, but we're going to use it as a word, okay? So this is the kind of person who helps you just take a break, relax, regroup. It helps kind of take that part of you that wants to keep striving and striving and striving, and helps you step back, rejuvenate, so that you can go back into the healing process that demands so much of you. So similar to the comedian type, the leisurer friend is going to be somebody who helps you decompress in a way that will lower your stress levels. I mean, really regulate your nervous system, right? If you're feeling activated, it helps deactivate a little bit. It will help decrease that emotional fatigue that you probably feel from having been healing for so long. And it helps just give you that extra boost of energy so that you can keep going. So this is where that sustainability comes. We need balance so that we can keep moving forward. You know, I see people all the time who, and I've been here too myself, but where we strive so hard. We push ourselves so hard to heal because we're desperate to heal. And we forget to rest. We forget to laugh. We forget to recreate. We forget to just let ourselves rejuvenate and turn off for a little bit. And we burn out early. And then we don't get to see the fruit of all of that labor that we put into the healing process. So, you know, if you are able to surround yourself with people who will encourage you to rest, then you will find yourself feeling more balanced. And when an obstacle comes up, you will have the energy to keep going because you let yourself, you know, regroup and rejuvenate. So, you know, we just talked about the 5 different types of people that we need in our lives. And all in all, I would say like balance is the key, right? Like if we had all empathizers in our circle of safety, we would feel very seen, but we would probably also just be a little bit stuck. We wouldn't have somebody motivating us forward. And if we had only people motivating us forward, then we might feel really pushed. We wouldn't feel seen and held, and we would feel a little bit alone. And if we had all people who just helped us laugh and rest, like we probably wouldn't do any of the healing work. So, you know, it's important to have balance, and all of this helps us build resilience and keep the momentum moving in our healing path. So I would encourage you, like, take some time and do a little inventory of the relationships in your life. Do you have people in each of these categories? And if not, where are you kind of lacking? Who do you need to start filling your circle of safety with? And, you know, let this be a way where you can really have a substantial community that can support you. And hopefully you can be some of these types of people for other people in your life too, right? Like it's a give and take. So thank you so much for watching. And, you know, it is so meaningful to be able to support you all in your healing journey. And I'd love to hear from you. So feel free to comment below. I will respond to you. I love getting to hear what's happening in your lives and how you're healing. So thank you so much, and I will see you next time.